Hey, you guys, welcome back to Fearless Fridays. And today we will be talking about something super exciting, stages of labor. So many women ask so many questions about labor, the signs of labor, and everything. Today we're not going to talk about signs of labor, but I will make a video about it. But we will be talking about the stages. And look what I have done. Now, it's only me, so hopefully you guys can bear with me. So, stages of labor. We will be talking about stage one, early active transition, stage two, pushing and birth of baby, stage three, placenta delivery, stage four, recovery and breastfeeding. Yes, so now you know there are four different stages and I will go over them. So let's talk about stage one, early labor. So let's talk about early labor. Early labor, like when it starts, it may be the time where a woman is like, what is this? Is this actual labor, Braxton Hicks? I don't know. But then she will start noticing there's a pattern. Oh my goodness, they're coming like every 10 or 15 minutes. This is so exciting, right? And then in that time, it will go from 10 to 7, right? It will go down. Your contractions, the time apart will come closer. But early labor, usually, I'm just using numbers, say they're like 10 minutes apart. So you'll start noticing, oh, they're 10 minutes apart and they keep coming. So that's a pattern and it's been over an hour or so, or this keeps going. So I'm actually in labor. And not only that, a mother can also decide if she's in, you know, real labor, is if she starts feeling the contractions and she's like, is this Braxton Hicks or labor? And she gets up and she's still feeling it. Oh, this is the real deal. If she gets up and it stops or it slows down or whatever, it could be Braxton Hicks. Not only that, if she's noticing that it's only in one particular area that she feels, like the front part of her stomach may be feeling tight, but everywhere else is, kind of loose, then it most likely will be Braxton Hicks. But she's feeling like a wave, like starting from the back to the front, front to the back, or, the whole thing, like, oh my goodness, everything is tightening up. Most likely it's the real deal. It's like contractions. And if it's farther apart, the contractions, then early labor. This is the time for the mother to enjoy it. Rest. Girl, you better put on a funny movie and relax as much as you can because you're going to need it. Not only that, eat something. Eat something light. This isn't the time to get steak, rare, medium, with loaded, buttery mashed potatoes, in a big Sprite or something. This isn't the time. This is the time to eat something light, healthy, something like a salad, your favorite fruit, and to also stay hydrated. Coconut water, or even go online, Google it, and make your homemade Gatorade. This is something that you should have fun with and enjoy. So relax, right? That's my relax face. Relax, eat something, stay hydrated because you are preparing yourself. You know that you're going on a journey. So you don't want to be hungry, right? You don't want to be hungry. And you want to have the nutrients so you can have the strength to continue, which, trust me, once you hit it, once you really get into it, your body will make sure you get through it, but you want to help your body, okay? So after you're eating, you are relaxing, your contractions are getting closer, and you're in early labor. This is time to put your foot up and say, babe, or whoever, just massage me because, I'm going to be going through it. So help me out. So do all of that. And while you're going into early labor, your body will be making some cervical changes. Your cervix will actually be opening up, and I have a visual for you guys. Let me get it prepared. So your cervix will, if you can see it, open up from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay? So that opens up to 5 centimeters in early labor. So now you're like 5 centimeters. You start noticing, oh my goodness, My contractions are getting closer. They're like 3 to 5 minutes apart. Oh my goodness. I need some help. I need some support. You're most likely in active stage. The active labor. And this is the part where you really need someone there. You're like, hey, can you like put some pressure on my back? Can you squeeze my hips for me? Can you dance with me? Can you guys like be quiet, right? This is a time where you know, like it's not guessing, is this Braxton Hicks or not? This is, I'm in labor and I know I'm in labor. And you already knew that later on in your early labor, but you really know, okay, you guys, this is serious, right? This is the time where you need your support. This is a time where you're up and moving. Most likely you're getting up. Most likely you're dancing. You are doing different comfort techniques. You're doing different positions to help you and your body feel comfortable. And sometimes you may not even know. You're just like, oh my goodness, I need to lift my leg up. You may not know exactly what's going on, but your body is like, yeah, lift your leg up. Yes, this is helpful for me. Thank you so very much, right? And your baby may need your pelvic to open up to come down. And that's perfect. And sometimes mothers, they may not know exactly why they're doing it. They just have that feeling like, I need to do this. And this is the part where you will actually feel that in active labor. So most likely the mother is starting to really feel it, and she's just like, okay, I need to do my breathing and I need my support, and I will be moving around. And she may talk in between, like, whew, that was a tough one, but oh my goodness, let's go, or can you give me my water, or hey, you guys, or this is great, I can't wait to meet her, right? She's still there. She's still wanting to maybe, talk with her support person, or like, whew, okay, you guys. Oh, man. Whew. I'm resting. Oh, it's coming, right? She may go back and forth in that. So let's see what happens. What happens to her cervix? Her cervix will go from 5, right? See my thumb right here, to 8 centimeters. Whoa, we are getting closer to having that baby. So now that she's active, the 3-5 minutes apart, now she's like, okay, my body is changing, and I notice that my contractions are getting more intense, and the contractions are shorter in between. Oh my goodness. Most likely she's in transition. And transition, thank God. Thank you, God. Thank you. When you made us, thank you. It's the shortest phase, the shortest labor, okay? So remember, early is the longest phase, active is in between, and transition is the shortest. It's the shortest. And thank God, because it can be the toughest. This is the time where mom becomes so serious, she doesn't even want to talk. Most likely, she may not even want you to touch her. If she's in a room with people, she's like, okay, I am moving. Either you guys get out, or I am going to go somewhere where I feel like I'm by myself. She may go to the bathroom. If she's in the hospital and she's able to move, she may get up and go to the bathroom, or ask you guys to dim the lights because it's too bright, or ask people to leave. When I was at home, I was like, I'm going downstairs, and I stayed downstairs until I was ready to push. But I stayed downstairs. I didn't want to be bothered, and I was really happy that no one was there with me, and my husband was upstairs getting everything together. So when the mother is serious, she's not talking, right? She's not really talking. There's nothing to talk about. I'm getting ready to give birth. I feel pressure. It's too bright, too many people. She doesn't want to ask. She doesn't really want to ask questions because she doesn't feel like talking, and she doesn't want to answer. So asking her a question at this time, unless there's something going on that's relatable, most likely even at that time, she may not even want to answer. So when you see mothers in transition, they look kind of dazed. They're not really there. And I will tell you from experience, I wasn't really there. I saw people's faces. I knew who they were, but that's it. And some details, like if you hear my story versus my husband, some details I missed out on, and he's like, "What? That's not how it went." But I thought it went down that way, right? So it's a place where you know it's serious because you see the mom is like, "You guys back off." Okay. And this is a time where she may not want to move a lot. She probably have found her position where she wants to stay in. So she could either be already in the tub if she's going to birth in a tub, in the bed, on the floor, well, whatever she decide, that's probably where she wants to be until she's ready to push. If she could stay in that position to push, let her stay. She knows, you know, especially if she's trusting her body and she's relaxing. She just gave away to her body, like, here, you can, you know, I have no control over this, right? Then let her do is what she needs to do, especially if it's a safe position for her. But I will say something. Some people may agree with me or may not. But this is the time where the right people need to be in the room. The right people. And it really has nothing to do with who's in the room. You know, the politics of making sure mom, brother, sister, whoever, the right kind of family members in the room. It has to do with the right energy. The right energy. Because if you are having a fight with somebody or you're not really that close with someone but they have the right title to be in that room and they're in there and they're bringing negative energy, mom is so sensitive, she would catch that like a cold. And you don't want that, especially when the mother is in that stage where she's just like, I'm getting ready to have a baby. It's not good for the environment nor her. So this is where she needs the right support, because when she is starting to doubt herself, she needs the right people to say, you got this. You got it. You're doing good. You know, she needs the right people to say, we got you. You're almost there. You're almost done. Your baby's almost here. Right? So, and the right person to make sure if the person's there that's having that kind of energy can leave, because she doesn't have the energy to tell anybody what to do. So she needs to make sure that the person who got her back has like that, has her best interest to say, hey, it has nothing to do with you. It's all about her. Okay? Especially if you guys had a conversation before when she's like, hey, if anybody has an attitude, this and this, I want them to leave. So if you already have that permission, you know, follow it through. So let's find out what happens to the cervix. Okay? Ooh. So it goes from 8 to 10 centimeters. Yay! So most likely it's time to push. And because she has the right people in there with her, she has that real strong support system there, and she's calm, and she just let her body go and let it just go through the motions of contractions. She is most likely going to stage 2, where it's time to push. Now, stage 2 with pushing, this can sometimes be the most relief feeling ever, because I know when it was my turn to push, I was so, I don't want to say excited, because I wasn't feeling like, oh my goodness, I'm so excited to push. It wasn't like that. It was just, oh my goodness, thank goodness. Oh, it's so a relief to do this. Because in my mind, the way I understand it is contractions promote movement, action. And if I can't go with this action, you know, where like I know it's opening me up, the cervix is opening up and my baby is coming down, but I am not contributing, like I'm not pushing, then when I'm in the transition stage, I feel, oh, like I just need to push and I can't. So when I get into the stage 2 where I could birth, it's like, oh, contractions, I can use this, I can push now, I can do something with it, right? So my brain switched from pain to, oh, pushing. So then my contractions didn't feel very painful to me at all, because I stopped focusing on trying to manage the pain to using it to push. So it became active, it became an action. And so my body was relieved to be a part of it by pushing my baby out. And so my baby came, right, just like other mothers that went through this. After they start pushing, their baby comes, and then the birth of their baby. And that completes stage 2, pushing and birth of their baby. So what happens? Stage 3, you go from the birth of your baby to you are so at awe that you have your baby, and I bet you're looking at their eyes, their hair, their nose, smiling. Everyone is happy, especially if the baby is healthy and there's nothing going on. Everyone is just like, wow, look at this beautiful new life. And then you forget, like, I have a placenta to deliver, until you start feeling contractions and you're like, holy moly, what is going on? I'm having contractions. Oh, I need to deliver the placenta. Placenta is not painful. After you deliver a baby, most likely pushing out the placenta just feels like soft around the edges, like a blah. Like, I don't even know how to describe it. It wasn't painful. It just felt like a soft water bag was coming out of my vagina, basically. So the only time it was painful is when one of the doctors, when I was in the hospital and I gave birth to my second baby, pulled my placenta out. And there was chunks left in, so she had to go in with her hand and clean out the rest, like pull out the rest of the placenta that broken inside me. So I am telling you this so you can tell the people, do not pull it out. I will birth it out myself. Okay? So do not worry about the pain of delivering placenta. It does not hurt. And it doesn't matter if you're in a hospital or not. If you have epidural, you will feel pressure, like, oh, I'm having contractions. I'm going to push, right? Or they will remind you, okay, it's time to push out the placenta. And usually that happens between 5 to even 30 minutes after you give birth to your baby. So the last stage is stage 4, which is recovery and breastfeeding. This is the time where you get to really recover, relax with your baby, put your baby on your chest, have that 1 hour, that magic time, and just bond with your baby. It's wonderful to put your baby skin to skin. Your body regulates the baby's temperature. Not only that, it encourages breastfeeding, okay? And try to have your baby breastfeed on its own. Like, guide your baby, but don't like push or force or anything like that. You want it to be as easy and natural as possible so the baby can get a great latch. And do not be discouraged if you're having problems. If you're at the hospital, the nurses should help. If you have a midwife, your midwife should help. If you still feel like you're having problems, there's lactation consultants that you can research for in your community, or ask the hospital or your midwife. Not only that, if you still feel like I need more support, there are WICs. Your local WIC office, they promote breastfeeding. La Leche Leagues promote breastfeeding knowledge and everything that you need, support, right? So do not feel discouraged. I have 4 children and I know how difficult it can be to breastfeed, but I was able to successfully breastfeed all 4 of them, even when I had a rocky start, okay? So do not let go. If you want to breastfeed, do not let go of that. You can always try to get the support and help you need to make sure that you can successfully breastfeed your baby. So I wanted to show you guys again what we just learned, the stages of labor. Stage 1, early active transition. Stage 2, pushing and birth. Stage 3, placenta delivery. Stage 4, recovery and breastfeeding. So I try to make this as simple and as fun as possible. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I know it's kind of long, but it's filled with some information. So if you have any comments, questions, or stories, just comment below. And if you know a friend, tag them. Share it, because women need to talk more about this and about our bodies and about everything, so we could be comfortable about it, right? So our girls can grow up and be comfortable with their own bodies. Okay, so I want you guys to have a wonderful, wonderful Friday and a wonderful weekend. Until then, I see you guys next week. Bye.